Hey everybody! Welcome to ABA Inside Track, the podcast that's like reading in your car but safer. I'm your host Robert Perry Cruz, and joining me on our June 2021 preview episode are my fabulous co-hosts.
Hey Rob, it's Diana.
And it's me, Jackie. We're about to embark on summer vacation.
Yes, that's right. I know I did a training in the park all day today, which is how you know it's time for summer, which is why I have a sunburn. Maybe you can't tell.
You can't really tell.
I can't tell?
No.
I paid extra money for this HD camera so everyone can see my sunburn and you can't even tell.
Close up, I can tell.
Okay.
Like
Good.
right here.
So the listeners know that I'm not lying. I actually have
He's not lying.
a sunburn because I was out in the sun. Because it's summer time.
I never get a sunburn.
Really?
Nope.
How is that possible?
Because I never expose myself to the sun.
Oh.
That makes sense.
My bathing suit even has long sleeves.
Got one of those old-timey bathing suits where you'd pretty much just wear a Victorian era dress to go to the beach.
A wool suit.
I'm like, oh, it's very absorbent.
Well, if you are like Jackie and you're saying, how can I fill my June with activities that require only inside and no outside, then you might want to hear what episodes are coming out on the podcast this June, all about behavior analysis and behavior analytic research. Now, June's a long month. We've got 4 episodes.
Even though it's not.
Well, it's a long month in the sense of there are 5 calendar weeks in June this year.
Wednesdays.
Happens.
Huh?
5 Wednesdays.
5 Wednesdays.
Yeah, 5 Wednesdays.
5
But there's
Wednesdays.
only 30 days in June
Oh, that's true.
and April, September.
It looks long on the calendar, which is
And
how I
November.
judge length. It's how the calendar goes.
Don't you do it with your hand somewhere?
Ooh, no, I don't know that one.
I don't either, but
Oh.
I've seen someone do it before.
There's a rhyme. It's 30 days. Has September, April, June, and November.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
All
what
the
that
rest
is.
have 31, say February, which has 28 and fine, and leap year brings it 29.
Oh.
I wish it said heron.
Hmm?
No, it's therein.
Oh.
Therefore in, when they make that long word for February. Therefore in.
Ah. So we have more Wednesdays. It's not a long month. We have a lot of Wednesdays,
Right.
meaning we have a lot of episodes coming out. So if you are listening to this on our Patreon feed, then you are hearing this right at the end of May. If you're watching this or listening to this on the free feed, then you are getting this very beginning of June, and you're so excited about June, and you'll be hearing about what episodes will be coming out over the next 4 weeks. 4 Wednesdays. I guess it's still 4 weeks, right? But before we get into our episodes... What? Oh, sorry.
I was ready to go.
You ready to go?
I'm
Actually,
not doing that. Okay.
no,
that's okay.
no. Why don't we start with that then? Let's start with our episodes. We'll switch up the order.
Okay.
We'll start with what our episodes are, and then we'll talk about other shenanigans.
All right, sounds good. So, like Rob said, we have 4 episodes for the month of June, covering 4 different topics. So the first topic is identifying staff reinforcers. This is actually going to be a supervision episode, which is exciting. We're getting one in before Supervision September.
Woo!
We have several articles to review for this. The first of which is How May I Help You? Improving Telephone Customer Service in a Medical Clinical Setting by Slowiak, published in Journal of Organizational Behavior Management 2014.
Best title ever.
It was pretty good. It would have been better if I had gotten it right. Next up is The Accuracy of Managerial Prediction of Employee Preference, a brief report by Wilder, Rost, and McMahon, also published in the Journal of Organizational Behavior Management, but this one's from 2007.
Nice.
So long ago.
I love that year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Exploring the Utility of Preference Assessments in Organizational Behavior Management by Waldvogel and Dixon, published in the Journal of Organizational Behavior Management, 2008. No comments on that year, I see.
No.
Harry Potter, first name, love it. Even though...
Waldvogel and Dixon?
Yeah.
Yeah, they could be Harry Potter names.
But I've never watched or read Harry Potter, so full disclosure, everyone, I'm so sorry. I'll
It's
get
okay.
there.
I mean, you don't have to apologize. It's fine. It's okay.
All right. And then these 2 are ones that are just in the mix for fun. A comparison of verbal and tangible stimulus preference assessments by Cohen Almeida, Graff, and Ahern, published in JABA 2000. And finally, a comparison of verbal and tangible stimulus preference assessment methods in adults with schizophrenia, Wilder, Wilson, Ellsworth, and Hearing and Behavioral Interventions 2003. All right, so that's topic number 1.
Amazing.
Early supervision for the summer.
That's right.
To tide you over till fall.
Yes, exactly. After that, we're very fortunate to have 2 guests join us for the next episode. Dr. Bryan Blair and Dr. Lesley Shawler will be coming on to talk with us about emergent relations. And we have many articles to review for their talk. So the first is one published specifically by the 2 of them, Developing and Implementing Emergent Responding Training Systems with Available and Low-Cost Computer-Based Learning Tools, Some Best Practices, and a Tutorial by Blair and Shawler, published in Behavior Analysis and Practice 2020.
One thing I love about that one is you don't have to guess.
Nope.
It tells you everything that's going to be
They lay
in
out
it.
the whole thing. Like
Right
the whole
there.
outline of the article is in the title.
In the title.
Exactly.
No guessing.
Next is an evaluation of the emergence of untrained and academic applied skills after instruction with video vignettes by Blair, Shawler, Albright, and Furman in the Analysis of Verbal Behavior 2020. Oh, wait, 2021, excuse me. Very new.
I love a good video vignette. It's like a scene from, the old times. It makes you very
Yes.
nostalgic,
Right, but these I think were kind of like the videos from the Rose video
Oh, so not a...
training. just kidding, Bryan and Lesley.
If you're going to call it a vignette, it should have some sort of like melancholy, fancy cinematography.
sepia-toned?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
we'll get all into that in the episode.
So I'm going to yell at them about on that episode. I'm going to bring them on just to yell at that use of vignette, not meeting my made-up definition.
Next up is Using Equivalence-Based Instruction to Teach the Visual Analysis of Graphs by Blair, Tarbox, Albright, some lady named Jacqueline McDonald,
I think it's
I don't know who
Jaqueline.
she is. Jaqueline!
Shawler, Russo, and Dorsey, published in Behavioral Interventions 2019. Yeah, 2019.
Yep.
Sorry,
Yeah.
seemed recent. And then the last one for this episode is Sidman Goes to College, a meta-analysis of equivalence-based instruction in higher education by Brodsky and Feinup in Perspectives in Behavioral Science 2018.
Awesome.
Hefty.
Oof.
A hefty list for that one.
Taking it down. Taking it down there.
All right. Next up for June, we are again planning to be joined by Dr. Mashid Gamagami and discussing delay tolerance in the context of the skills-based treatment program. So we're going to discuss her article published by Gamagami, Hanley, and Jessel in JABA 2016 titled Contingencies Promote Delay Tolerance. So we're planning to get through that as well as hopefully discuss some other components related to practical functional assessment and skills-based treatment for that episode. That one was a little bit lighter in the list. And then we will round out June by talking about leisure skills, leisure activities. And for that episode, we have 4 different articles to discuss. The first is Incorporating Preference Assessment into Transition Planning for People with Autism Spectrum Disorder. That was by Tullis and Seaman Tullis, published in Behavior Analysis and Practice 2019.
Maybe married.
It's possible.
Mhm.
We don't know.
We don't know.
They could be married to other people. They're actually
Brother and sister.
brother and sister.
Yes. That would be
Also
that
possible.
would be the best in-law.
It could
Like
happen.
your research-based in-law?
You and
Yeah.
your
Yes.
sister-in-law should
My
publish
sister-in-law.
together and people will think
Oh,
you're
yes.
married, but
yeah.
But in reality, we're not.
Oh,
That's
I
right.
love that. Anyway, sorry.
all right, chances
Right.
are that's not the case. Okay, and then we're going to talk about the effects of errorless learning and backward chaining on the acquisition of internet skills in adults with developmental disabilities by Jerome, Frantino, and Sturmey. That was published in JABA 2007. Say Cheese, Teaching Photography Skills to Adults with Developmental Disabilities by Edricina, O'Reilly, Choi, Sigafus, and Lancioni, published in Research in Developmental Disabilities 2011. And finally, to round us out, we're going to discuss Teaching Children with Autism to Play a Video Game Using Activity Schedules and Game-Embedded Simultaneous Video Modeling by Bloom Di Maya, Reeve, and Hawk in the Education and Treatment of Children Journal 2010.
What game is it? It's not going to be Fortnite if it's 2010.
I know what game it is, Rob, but I think that we should save that for the episode.
Oh, all right. So if you want to know what game they play, could be Ms. Pac-Man.
I love that game. It's actually my favorite game.
Ms. Pac-Man is a great game.
It's a great game. I love her bow.
Yep.
Anyway.
You want to know the story? When Pac-Man was originally Puck-Man,
Oh.
but then when they were going to bring the game to America, because Americans are a bunch of dirty vandals, they said we should change that name because Puck-Man on a cabinet is going to get defaced to something very different
so
very
true.
soon.
So true.
Yeah.
Fun fact about me in video games, I like to just play the very simple ones over and over again, like Mario World 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's an all-time
Only
classic.
But only World 1.
Only World
Oh.
I don't like to move forward. I like to just play World 1 and maybe the underwater world, but that's it.
It was a Mario World on the Super Nintendo, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, like Nintendo.
Not Mario Brothers.
No, Mario, I don't know.
There's a
that's a
huge
different game.
difference
Oh.
between Mario World and Mario Brothers.
I think it's Mario Brothers then.
Is it Mario where he has a cape?
The OG. No.
Original Nintendo.
No, he doesn't turn into a raccoon.
Okay, So it's Super Mario Brothers.
Raccoon.
The Tanuki suit.
The game that my 5-year-old son can beat the first level of.
You know what?
I mean, it's a hard game.
It's a hard game.
It's a hard
He's very
game.
good. It's not a knock against Jackie. He's just very good.
I mean, it is also a knock against Jackie. It could be two things at once.
It's okay. That's fine.
All right.
All right. So lots coming in June. to
Apparently,
look forward to.
our Twitch stream where Jackie plays Super Mario Brothers 1-1 over and over again.
It could be popular.
Come play with me.
I
To
could see
each
that being
his
like
own.
super popular.
Or
It'd be
her
like the
own.
most popular thing we've ever done. It is unrelated to the field. It has no educational value.
And watch me get
I'm for it.
killed by the mushroom every time. Like, like that.
All right.
Okay.
All right. That's you know what? It's June. It's summer vacation. We got some extra
Right.
time. We'll just play some Mario Brothers too. All right. So we've got our articles. We've got our episodes coming out all this month. So why don't we move into errata and discuss a couple positive issues, positive activities related to the show and our website. So I'll go first. So we have a couple bits of sort of podcast-related news. First of all, our friends at the BABA conference you're still able to get tickets as of when this comes out. So again, if you're hearing this on the Patreon feed, you're hearing this right at the end of May, so you got plenty of time, but still hurry up. And if you're hearing this on the free feed, again, still a decent amount of time, but not quite as much. So make sure you head to babaconference.org. I want to tell you the right address, babaconference.org. It's probably appeared above my head as well, so that you can reserve your seats. Again, they shouldn't run out of seats because it's an online conference this year. So
But it could still run
Who
out.
knows?
I don't think they
know
will.
Yeah. Do you want to tell people when it is?
Yes, of course I do. I just had to tell them the website to go to
Okay,
first. And it's right on the website. June 19th to the 21st will be that conference. So I'm going to be at a lot of those events. Again, every conference is a little different with all the online, setup goes. So if you do see my name, you could certainly, say hi in the chat. That'd be great. I'd say, oh, thank you for saying hi. So feel free, or you can just enjoy the conference and totally ignore me if you see me in the chat or wherever. We also had put out a call to student listeners, to say, well, since Bob was kind enough to give us some extra, registrations, and we reached out and we said, are there any behavior analysts who would be interested in attending the conference?
Analysts.
Future behavior analysts, yes, who would be interested in attending the cool Baba conference. And we did receive some nice, not quite applications, and it wasn't like
Submissions.
but submissions. So submissions, and we chose two. We chose Gabby and Tiana. And so if you want to see them, because their pictures are, we spent about 5 minutes before we recorded talking about how great the pictures they sent us were. We asked so we could put them on social media. So if you want to see their awesome pictures and say hi and congratulations to them, well, you should follow our social media. It's somewhere on there. Or again, go to the Baba conference and look for them in the chat windows and then say, hi, I heard about you on this Rambly podcast the other day. Congratulations.
We are certainly rambly today.
It's summer. We got all the time in the world. We could take forever.
I love it.
So that's one bit of news. The second bit of news, I was asked by Jackie, who usually is one of our email reviewers, or at least recently has been looking at a lot of emails, and apparently he's gotten all the ones that say, how do I find other episodes you've done on the show, old episodes you've done on the show? To which I said, man, we just redesigned the website, and already nobody can find where the episodes go.
It looks so good, though. So go there.
So again, I'll probably put a picture if you're watching on the video, but if you go to the website, it's abainsidetrack.com. At the top, there's a button for previous episodes. If you click on the button for previous episodes, it will take you to our previous episodes page. And we got it super fancy. We didn't do this ourselves. We had help. But it's organized by category of episode. So it's an episode related to basic behavior analytic research. Is it an episode related to hot topics? Is it an ethics episode or supervision episode? And you can scroll in the boxes. So no matter how many episodes we do on each topic, the boxes kind of scroll up and down so you can see them all in one place. And even if you liked our old version where it was just a bunch of pictures and a bunch of lists of every episode not organized in any way other than by number, you can still go to that. That's on the bottom of the website if you are so inclined. Still available. I update both of them every month with the new episodes.
There's also a search feature
yes.
as well. And so you can search by topic or by title or by guest.
If you want to know if we did an episode, just type ABA Inside Track plus some sort of keyword. There's a good chance you'll get a web page where we mentioned something or even did a full episode on it as well. So there are a lot of ways you can find those episodes.
You mean in Google? In
Google, yeah. Don't type
Google.
it. Don't type it to your friend, text it to them. It won't mean anything to them. They'll be confused.
Well, I was going to say the Google search will pull up more things if you type in ABA Inside Track and then any number of potential keywords, but on the website it's a little more, it needs it to be fairly precise in order to find it for you, because we've put in just specific words related to the title or the author.
Yes, so you should be able to find every episode in any number of those ways. Either previous episode, a Google search, or the search function on our website. Again, 3 different ways. So, and I mean, we don't mind if you email us to ask if we've done anything about that. That's fine too. We love writing back to people. But if you're in a pinch, you don't know if we're going to write you back in the 5 minutes you need the answer, those are the ways to get your answer.
Yeah, that's the best way to find the supervision episodes that will be designated for supervision CEs, and the best way to find the ethics episodes that are designated as ethics.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's the biggest thing that I get. They're like, whoa, where are they?
Yes.
I need it right now. I understand. The end of the
right
month,
on the top.
Yep.
The end of the month comes quick, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also our ethics ones are on the main page. If you scroll down, there's a whole ribbon, and it's all our ethics episodes. Well, at least the last 10 or 12 episodes we've done on ethics. So a lot of ways to find that information. And we mentioned a few times now, but if you didn't know from my mentioning it, ABA Inside Track does have a Patreon. And one of the things we do on that Patreon, other than a bi-monthly social meetup, is a quarterly book club. I think that's how it's coming out this year, quarterly book club, where we talk for many, many hours about a topic related to behavior analysis. It's Jaggy says 2. I keep saying about we could go more, but everyone's so busy. But it's summer. Who knows? Maybe we'll go for 1,000,000 hours because we got all the time. Unless we're playing Mario Brothers, we got all the time to discuss books.
I gotta beat World 2 now. It's taken 40 years.
You'll get there. Just keep at it, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the things, like I said, is that book club. So if you are interested in listening to the book club, you would need to subscribe to our Patreon. But if you're interested in sort of getting a chance to vote, you can subscribe at either our $5 level to vote on what book we're doing. If you want to listen to the full, super long our episode and get 2 CEs, that's at our kind of our premium $10 level. And if you go a little higher, you can even join us on the book club itself. So since it's June, the poll should be up either in a day or 2, or it's up right now. I'm trying to think what date I scheduled it to set up. So the poll will be up on patreon.com/ABA Inside Track, and we'll probably put a link on some of our social media pages of what book to read. And we have 3 choices. We decided to pick books that were a little bit more fun topics, that were a little less heavy than some of our other book club choices. So I've got them here, and I actually got the books, so you don't have to do anything fancy in terms of pictures. Although I think it's probably going to... Oh! Didn't flip. Thank goodness. Sometimes it flips. So we've got 3 choices. The first is The Other End of the Leash. Why we do what we do around dogs. This is by McConnell. See, that's
so
right there.
Good.
That's Jackie's choice of a leisurely fun read.
So good.
Finally, we've mentioned this book 1 billion times, and I finally got tired of mentioning it and not reading it, so I read it. How to Influence and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
I like that both of them have red covers.
And they look like the same book.
They
so.
did. I thought that for one moment.
And that's my choice. And then finally, Diana's choice, which is a little out of character for you, Diana, because you're not usually known for your talk about economics and economic theories. But Nudge, Improving Decisions About Health, Wealth, and Happiness by Thaler, Nobel Prize winner in economics, Richard Thaler, and Sunstein. So there's that.
I just like the elephants.
It's not about elephants.
Oh, no.
So you're going to be really disappointed.
You can't judge a book
It's about
by its
behavioral
cover.
economics. It's a lot about response effort, too, I think. It's really the theme. So we've got 3 choices, so...
I'm excited to read any of those.
Yes, go,
Me too.
vote. Tell us what books you want to hear us talk about for 7 hours.
Those are beachside reads.
They're good beachside reads, yeah. And we'll have we'll post who won on the website and on social media as well, so you'll know what to look forward to when we record that in July. Will be that recording. All right, that's all I got here. Jackie, do you have some emails from listeners?
Yeah, I just have one because this is getting a little bit lengthy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was from Catalina. So hi, listener Catalina.
Hello.
How are you? And she writes that they were listening to episode 64, which is a supervision series 2, part 2, supervision pitfalls. And while they were listening to this, they were wondering where to find resources such as competency checklist for supervisees. And so what I'm going to do is recommend one to everyone here. I really love the Kazemi book called Fieldwork and Supervision and Behavior Analyst Handbook. You can get it on Amazon. That has a ton of checklists and rubrics in it that both the supervisee and the supervisor can use. So if you haven't, you're at the beginning of your supervision journey and you need help, they've got it for you. And it's an amazing book, and it's well written, and it's quick, right? It's very easy to understand. So I would recommend that.
It has a nice cover.
The cover's beautiful. It's rocks. And then they ask if there are any tips to make a career out of providing supervision. And that can happen. People do it, right? And so the things I would recommend to do that, if that's your jam, right, to only do supervision and consultation, they'll probably have to be together, right? I don't know anyone that just does supervision and then makes like a full living, but it could happen. Is number 1, read a lot, practice a lot.
What
right?
should they read, Jay? Like A Wrinkle in Time or
Definitely
just like whatever?
No, I think you need to be attending conference presentations and workshops on supervision. Get your hands on all of the supervision books that are out there right now, like the Supervisor's Guidebook, Machikori on Behavioral Observations, Rhoda Supervisor book. So there's a lot of books that you can read. Get them, read them, refer to them. But more importantly than that, practice supervision, right? Being humble in your supervision, being open to your supervisees. Hone that skill, right? Because even if you're a great BCBA, you may be the worst supervisor, right? We all know that. And then find a mentor. So someone that's already doing that in the field, that is consulting and providing supervision as their job, so that they can kind of help you guide through that process. Because you're going to need a website, right? You're going to need all sorts of things that behavior analysts aren't trained in knowing what to do there. So, because you're going to have to market yourself, right? Because it's very rare that things just come to you.
Yes.
And if they do, way to go you, call me. But yeah, so I thought that was a good question that some people may be wondering.
And I would suppose it also makes sense, too, to have a sense of like what your area of expertise was before you became a full-time supervisor. So like I'm a... like for me, I do most of my supervision in the context of being a school-based BCBA, because that's just what I've done for a very, very long time. So that encompasses a lot of things. But, you have to be able to, you wouldn't become a supervisor in gerontology, a supervisor of people who want to practice gerontology if you've never worked in gerontology. Right. Even if you're the best supervisor in the world, if you don't know what it is you're supervising, the basics of supervision won't help you there.
Right. But yeah, good question.
Yeah, very good question.
Good advice, Jack.
Let us know how that goes. That sounds. We all love supervision. I don't know about you guys. I can't imagine doing it full time.
I would love to do full time.
I feel like it's one of those things that I love it for a while, and then I'm like, oh, paperwork. No, thank you, Soup. Never again.
There's paperwork everywhere, though.
That's true.
Sadly.
That's true. All right. Well, thank you, Jackie. Thank you folks for writing emails to us. I guess that brings us to the end of the preview. We got to get going on making all those episodes for this super long month.
Turn it out.
Longer than any other month, I think.
I got to start practicing my Mario.
You got to practice your Mario for our celebrity Twitch stream. We're going to get all the...
I don't even know what that is.
It's like you play video games and people watch you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't play video games, so...
You play Mario 1-1 over and over and over again. That's a video game.
That's true, but I don't even own it. So.
Okay.
I guess the longest month is probably October because you fall back and it's 31 days.
That could be.
Good
All
idea,
right,
Dennis.
but we have a lot in terms of episodes. While you're waiting for those episodes to come out, well, we really love it if you subscribe to the show either here on YouTube or on if you're listening to the audio podcast version. If you want to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Stitcher, there are a lot of other ways you can reach out to us. We already mentioned there's the Patreon page, patreon.com/ABA Inside Track, where you can sign up at $5 a month to join our bi-monthly social meetup, as well as some other fun goodies. Or you can subscribe at our premium level to get access to the super long book club podcast. But all of these, you get the podcast a week ahead of time. So you could actually be listening to one of the episodes that we already talked about right now. You can find us on social media.
You can listen to June preview in May.
That's right. So you're you're ahead of the
traveling.
game. You're like, I know what's coming out in June, and it's
Yeah.
coming out right as June starts.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yes. It's a lot of remembering to do it. I haven't messed it up in the couple months we've been doing that. You can find us on social media. We're on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and Twitter as ABA Inside Track. If you're watching this, then you found our YouTube page where you can see our episodes with the YouTube subtitling feature. And you can always feel free to email us at abainsidetrack@gmail.com. We'll be back next week with the first of those awesome June episodes. But until then, keep responding. Bye.
Bye.